this is our new, another meeting of the candidates. And this is Heather Deluka, and you are District
24.
24. And she's running for re-election. And so thank you very much for coming. I appreciate this. Could you give us a little bit of your background?
Sure. Thanks for having me. I actually have lived in the Chippewa Valley for 45 years.
Oh my.
I had to figure that out. I came to school here at the University of Eau Claire in 1975, and 2020 makes it 45 years. I graduated from Eau Claire and with a bachelor's of science, and I also went back there for my master's.
Okay.
I have lived in Eau Claire. I taught up in Chippewa Falls for 33 years, and now I'm retired, but I have lived in Eau Claire since 1998, so that makes 22 years now that I've lived here. And I've done some things with the city. I was on the DECI committee. I did probably 2005 Comprehensive Plan Committee.
Oh,
yeah, one of the beginning ones. And I also was an advocate for the frontage road that goes in front of Phoenix Park, which allows the police and fire to have access to Phoenix Park. Neighborhood-wise, I've been a neighborhood association president for the airport. I planned last year an area-wide thrift sale, and we're doing round 2 the last full week of April, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. I'm going to get my advertisement in there. I've worked some things with the school district too. Quite a few years ago, I organized an International Walk to School Day with Sam Davey, and I attend their PTA meetings to keep abreast of the school, and we've done a lot of things together.
Well, that's great. So, being that this is kind of a look back at what you've done the last sessions, what can you say that you have brought to the county board, as well as what you want to bring more to them?
Okay.
And I guess the reason, find out why you want people to vote for you.
All right. Well, in my beginning terms, I was on the Emergency Medical Services Council, and that has since disbanded. Not because I was there, but they found it was a little repetitive with some of the other services. I've been on Beaver Creek my entire time. And done a lot of things, help promote the 100% solar out there. Okay. Advocated for the expansion of more land to Beaver Creek. Helped with a lot of the French toast breakfast. I did some teaching of a summer camp. I've enjoyed it out there. I am also on Extension, and I was an advocate for the Farm Technology Days, which is coming up here in summer of 2020. And I'm also currently on the Land Conservation Committee and dealing with clean groundwater, which is, you know, a big topic nowadays. Also supported the moratorium on the ag to get more information. And then I didn't get assigned to the group that was working on it, but I attended a lot of the meetings to stay abreast of what was going on. And we have since now come off the moratorium, and it's now in our code. So in looking at the kinds of things that are happening within the county, how are you feeling about the affordable housing? Have you tell me if you have anything that you're working on with that, or you know where you feel the importance of that? Okay, I don't work directly with affordable housing. I am definitely for seeing more affordable housing. I did attend a session that the city provided when they were going to work on the I'm trying to think, by Oxford, on Oxford
okay,
and stuff. And I went to that, and I was a little surprised that it wasn't as affordable housing as it was promoted to be. So I am hopeful that we're moving forward a little bit more. There might be something coming up on Western Avenue that I heard from the City Council, possibly where the trailer park is right now. So I do believe we need affordable housing. I know that when I first came into the Chippewa Valley, I couldn't afford a home. And it took me about half of my career before I could afford a home. Yeah, so I totally understand where people are coming from, and even affordable rentals needs to be addressed as well. I promote a lot of the clean energy. The courthouse went with, we did the LED lighting, to save money in the jail and the courthouse. They're talking about doing solar panels, since we did that out at Beaver Creek. I agree with that as well. I think we have to, our budget is really tight, and our services are very large. And I mean, we're getting to the point, since you can only increase taxes for the net construction or the sales tax. And since we've lost a lot of our anchor stores, Shopko, Macy's, Sears, Yonkers, big anchor stores, we don't get the same kind of tax base back, that we used to, and our sales tax has gone down too. So that limits what we can do. I have advocated for the living wage. I was very happy we were working that into the county, but the state legislature took that away from local control. But I would like to see us work on getting something back. We also did the in-house Meals on Wheels, because it was kind of expensive to contract out. So when Fall Creek Nursing Home closed, and we now have that, and our Meals on Wheels works out there, and that has worked great as far as that goes. Roads and bridges need to be fixed, and money has to be found there. The wheel tax is helping that out. It also helps with our snow plowing, but February of 2019 really got us, though, didn't it? So everyone was kind of behind the, behind the wire when that one came through, and to finish out 2019 was difficult, for everybody.
So what do you see as how to explain some of the situations for having to reduce services, or to have to try to move things around so people understand why the money's so tight?
So when I first came in, I didn't know that much about the budget, and I think a lot of people, you might know more about the city budget than you do about the county budget, but I think our human services are mandated services, and it's frustrating in a way. I guess to explain it is, the way the state pays us back, if we pay out all the 2018 human services money, we don't get paid back until December of 2019. So we have to float all of 2018 and all of 2019 on our budget, and then we get paid back for the 2 years previous. So now we're floating all of 2019, and we're going to be floating all of 2020, and then we'll be paid back. So it's always a year behind, and that's where we're running into our difficulties. We're beginning to deplete our cash reserves, and we need to maybe start looking at, okay, what services are not being mandated. We need to also support our legislators to, if you're going to mandate a service, you need to give us the money to do it, so and make sure, it'd be nice if you could pay it that same year. That would be, so we wouldn't have that lag. But, and that, because of that lag, and the human services really are driving the over budget, issues and so forth. So, I'm in some of those areas that are not mandated. Some of my boards and committees are those, and so we're trying to slim down, narrow down, but yet keep our main workers and so forth. But there might come a time where we're just going to have to start not offering as many services because you have to do the mandated ones.
It's kind of, I think one of the things that I want the viewers to see and is stuff is that sometimes your hands are tied. You don't, it's not like you have a choice.
Right.
You have to meet these things, and I think the knowledge that, what would you be willing to give up in order to meet those is a real hard question. And it's a real difficult thing, especially for a supervisor in that situation,
Yes.
So how would what would be some ideas to at least get the information from all of the different constituents that you cover to say, here's what it is.
Well,
what do you want to take away?
Yeah, the county always does a survey.
Oh, okay.
What do you rank? Not everybody responds to the survey. As a neighborhood association president, a lot of, the city has really been working about getting a lot of associations up and running and going. And so they oftentimes, even though if I wasn't your county board supervisor, I would receive an email saying, can you blast this out to your neighborhood? We have also found a lot of times we'll put it up on Nextdoor or Facebook, the social media, and but we just need people to go in and respond so that you have a say in, and soon that's going to be very important because those things are going to be looked at for cutting. You can also reach out to your individual county board member and they'll take your voice to the board. In the 4 years I've been on, I have not missed one county board meeting due to illness or vacation or whatever. So you vote me in, I'm there, your voice is there. I'm always read up on the information. I ask questions and I take notes for later use and so forth. I attended just recently the landfill, the advanced disposal landfill town hall. Learned a lot about that, understand what the neighborhood is wanting and feel that, if they're doing it in other parts of the state, they should do it in Eau Claire as well, if they're giving people money because you're real close to the landfill. So I would like to see a little bit more even dispersal of the funds that come to the town. So, but if you don't hear from your constituents or they don't reach out to you or you don't respond back to them, then, it's hard to they don't know if their voice is then coming to the floor. We also have had a little bit about the wind turbines that are being proposed off of Highway 93. Town has a little bit more say than we do at the county, but we can do maybe some things with permits and so forth. So, but it is, you think I need to reach out to these people, but you don't always. It's not every single county board person. For example, I had up in my neighborhood there was a proposal to put a level 1 sex offender on Jupiter and North Lane by the Armory, and you can't have anything within a 1,500-foot buffer that deals with kids or public, like parks and things like that. Well, some of our locations were just outside of it, but we said we've got a lot of daycares. Well, they have to be licensed or certified. Well, we actually had a certified daycare that was within the zone that got missed. And so we brought that attention to the supervised release group, and that's why they were not able to continue forward with that house. I also have been going to those meetings and making sure that we have a little bit more open process. They just got started in October of 2018, and so they're kind of a new committee. But I was looking for questions to be answered, and I had nowhere on the county website. Well, now we've got a frequently asked questions. They have links to connect you to the people at the state that you need to talk to. So that has helped.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has been very inspirational because I don't think that people realize the depth and the width of being a supervisor, what it takes to do the job and do it right. You know, it is a huge commitment. I really applaud people to take that public service as a real hard thing to keep up and do the right job. So I would like to know, do you have any last words to say to your constituents, to say,
Well, vote for me on April 7th. You know that if you vote for me, I will be in attendance. I will speak for you. You reach out to me. I connect with people in my association. I hear from people in my district and so forth about items. I keep a real close eye on the airport. I'm not on the airport committee board, but I go to a lot of their meetings and keep tabs on it, and they are doing more outreach to the community and to the neighborhood, keep us informed. And so I think it's just important that your county supervisor be an advocate for the people and that they bring your voice to the table.
Well, thank you very much, Heather, for taking the time out, because I think this is so important for the people to see what it takes to do this job, but at the same time know that the commitment is huge, but we also, as a person in your district or anything else, we also have a responsibility to follow up and watch what's going on.
Yes.
So I want to thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
And whatever you do, everybody get out and vote, because without your vote, you really don't have a say unless you go out and do that. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.